Okay, this video is for It's Liking Parrot, and your question is, how do I come up with a workout plan for the week? Right, you want a soccer-specific training routine. So let's break that down just for a day. The way I've been thinking about it, right, I've been thinking about this for the past 27 years, and I've been thinking, what are the least amount of tools that are gonna give me the most results and spend as little money as possible that I could do anywhere in the world. So I've kind of think about exactly the thing you're thinking about for a long time, and I've come up with a few things. How you want to break your session down is a combination of a warm-up. You want to spend some time doing dribbling, passing, shooting, and finish with a cool down. Or at least if you could only choose between, let's say if you got limited time and you could only choose between juggling, passing, or shooting, I personally would choose juggling, but we'll get into that later. In terms of a warm-up, I love Ido Portal, right? Portal, locomotion warm-up. You could also search Klokov warm-up, Klokov, Klokov warm-up. Any Muay Thai warm-up gets you going pretty good. You could search David Weck rope flow, and it's using a cheap rope, right? I made this rope. If you search how to make an RMT rope, and the beauty of this RMT rope, it can work as a jump rope, just skipping. But the beauty of it is that you could start to learn some different movement patterns that get your spine twisting and bending in different ways. And I've really noticed that they've helped me improve balance, my timing, my rhythm, weight transfer, all that good stuff. So that's something that you could check out if you're looking to supercharge your warm-up, right? RMT Rope Flow by David Weck, W-E-C-K. Right, so now let's get into juggling, passing, and shooting. Using just these three balls, right? I have this skills kick trainer. I like this for passing, right? Because you don't always have someone to pass with, and you don't always have a wall, or maybe you're tight on time, and you don't have a lot of space. So maybe you need to be able to do it inside in your room, or for whatever reason. This just gives you so many possibilities in terms of where you can use it. In your own room, in a living room while you're watching TV, or winding down, right? You could use it in your garage without being afraid that you're gonna break something. And it just helps you develop a nice rhythm, and it replicates passing, right? It's smooth. You can get into your breathing, you can get into your awareness, you're looking around, and then you're just getting lots of touches. There's a story of the best chess player of all time. His name is Josh Waitzkin. And he wanted to learn how to surf while he was in New York City. So he bought a one wheel, which is like an electric skateboard. And he rode this one wheel all throughout New York. So when he went to Costa Rica and he took his first surfing lesson, he was able to, it was seamless, right? He took to it like a fish in water. So the one wheel to surfing is like this ball on a rope is to soccer. It just helps you improve your first touch, both your feet, and passing, shooting, ball striking, all that. So this is a great tool if you're just looking to get into a nice practice routine. I highly, highly, highly recommend this ball. The second thing you want to get is a smaller ball. You don't have to get it, but I think if you're gonna spend time investing in yourself, it's a great part of your toolkit, because think about if you've ever played Halo, Call of Duty, and you turn your sensitivity up very high. When you're looking around at first, it's hard to control, right? It's hard to control your character because your scope is whipping all over the screen. But as you start to appreciate the sensitivity and gain an awareness on it, you're able to faster aim and dominate the competition. The same thing with the skills ball, right? If you can start to master, improve your ball mastery drills and dribbling sequences, you're going to improve faster than someone who's just using a size 5 ball, because it's going to force you to get more touches, right? You're going to have to get more touches and more touches for ball mastery, it's going to make a size 5 ball feel like much easier. So that's why it's for dribbling, right, super important. Now this tennis ball, we're talking about juggling, right? You want to incorporate a few minutes of juggling every one of your training sessions, and you could use juggling as a warm-up, right, after you've spent some time moving around. But I like the portability of a tennis ball because you could just start sneaking touches wherever you are. Instead of thinking about going somewhere to practice or going to your team's training, I've reshaped, or I've changed this idea of practice where the world is your practice, and you could just sneak a touch, right? You just start sneaking touches wherever you are. You keep it in your pocket at all times, and right, think about someone who only gets 100 touches a day or 100 touches a week compared to someone who's getting a couple hundred, 1,000 touches a day. Who do you think is going to improve faster? Probably the one getting more touches. So if you're just getting started, just getting a couple touches every once in a while is going to make it so that you make more mistakes. If you make more mistakes, you improve your game if you're learning from them, and then you're going to get those mistakes out off the field. So when you get on the field, right, if you've been spending time investing in yourself, you're going to have better results. So yeah, 15 minute warm up every single time you're going to start training. And then a combination of dribbling, juggling, and shooting. Ideally a wall would be nice to train with. But again, if not, you've got the size 1 ball, and you've got a skills kick trainer and a tennis ball. You rotate between these 3 things, right? All these things can fit in your backpack, and you make work, you make school. I would also start getting to, if you got games or if you've got training, I would start getting to those things earlier, even, get yourself warmed up, and then boom, you're sneaking in 5 minutes of practice, you're 10 minutes of juggling, 5 minutes of juggling. Build a consistent habit, a minute a day of juggling. I want you to start from here until the end of time. If you start to first you build a habit, build a consistent habit, a minute of juggling, and then as you've built the habit, you start to raise your intensity and you start to raise your the training volume. Don't worry about fitness so much. If you're moving around and you start to use these tools, dribbling, juggling, ball striking, that's going to tie into your fitness, right? The more you play, think about how strong a monkey is. Monkeys hanging on branches, playing monkey with their monkey friends, doing monkey things. They're super strong, and they don't lift any weights. They're not doing any weights. So make your fitness, make your training part of your fitness, and you could always get your push-ups in, pull-ups in, sit-ups in, get some crunches going. But I would start with ideally you want your practice to foster your gameplay, or you want it to, you don't want to be you're not training to be a weightlifter, at least I don't think you are based on your question. You want your training to feed into your playing, so your focus should be on getting more touches, having more fun with the ball, building your confidence and awareness with the ball, so that when you get on the field, right, you could just connect passes, rip shots on goal, have fun with your team. So reach out with any questions. Hope some of these ideas help, and thank you for your time. Okay.